say what needs to be said. Finally, a quarterback playing some decent football in New York. Zach Wilson has finally come alive, as everybody's seen, and he's playing some good football for the Jets, finally. But, Zach, what took so long? I always knew you had it in you. It was just that simple. Just complete, the passes, get the ball out quick, make your reads. It's that simple. He was just, you seem like out of sync. But, let's get into it. Head coach Robert Saleh has done a great job sticking to his guns and not letting outsiders dictate his vision for the team. I commend head coach Robert, man. He's doing a great job by keeping the outsiders at bay, keeping away, But he went through some rough times coaching the Jets and Zach Wilson, as we all know in his documentary. We heard about it, right? Things were getting very intense in the Jets locker room, with head coach almost about to lose his players and believing in the team because you keep sticking with this quarterback and nobody likes what he's doing or the comments he's making. And he's not making good comments and team lead type comments. And head coach Robert decided to stick with him. But, all of a sudden, we playing in New York and Aaron Rodgers is at the game and then Zach Wilson shows up. Aaron Rodgers on the sideline and Zach Wilson shows up. Do you think that has something to do with it? Did he provide a little confidence? Like, man, I'm used to seeing this guy in practice do his thing and he's right here. Let me just remember and go back to what I'm used to seeing and do what I've seen him do in practice. But I wonder if that was a confidence booster or, some type of comfortable mechanism for him, but he showed out, right? Because like I said, I was always a believer in Zach, and I don't understand what made him struggle so bad. It was horrible, right? But this is what I kind of came up with, right? Analyzing and following him. This is not taking no shots at nobody. This is just my opinion, right? But he may, we have these type of kids growing up, and he may have been the type of kid at growing up, very spoiled, everything handed to him, no real challenges and issues. Everybody just, paving the way for you to make it, no real challenges. So that I think that may have been part of the reason and what took him so long to learn how to operate in the NFL, because, it's something you have to adapt to, just like life. And it's a lot of adversity attached to the NFL and doing your job. But I think that may have played a part of why, it took him so long, because I can't figure anything else out, right? But I can't say enough of head coach Robert Saleh sticking to his guns and letting Zach Wilson remain the starter. After all these things he's been going through since Aaron Rodgers went down, it's hard. It's hard. And New York media, one of the biggest media markets in the National Football League, and you hear this talk, this outside talk, all sign this player, Cam Newton this, Matt Ryan this, and everybody. Everybody get named at that point. They want anybody in there besides Zach Wilson, right? But we got to give it to him. We got to give credit when credit due, because that's what it's all about. And, saying what needs to be said. Because, Zach Wilson, he came a long way. He came a long way from not taking responsibility or accountability of his actions and his play in the games, right? You heard him saying, taking shots at the defense, and maybe he didn't even realize that was a shot. And that's what I mean by a spoiled kid. You're saying things and doing things you don't realize is fatal or detrimental to a team, because you say what you wanted to say your whole life and it didn't matter. Nobody never reprimanded you. So, and now he's here with a bunch of grown men that, that don't play, and a coach that, seems like a real tough, stern coach. And, he's learning to take accountability, and he's growing and becoming a better professional and individual right before our eyes. Every time he steps on the podium and do an interview, you see he takes, command of the mic and takes responsibility instantly. So, he did a great job. Minus that fumble, we probably would have ended up winning the game. My question, and I said it here first, and it said it here on Say What Needs to Be Said. But if Zach Wilson continues to play like this and lead these Jets, the Jets will not need Aaron Rodgers in the future. I said it here first. Zach Wilson continue your play, the Jets will not need Aaron Rodgers in the future. And Aaron Rodgers can't do nothing but be happy about that. And the rest of the organization, especially the people who drafted you, Zach Wilson, say what needs to be said.